You've been hurt, you've been betrayed, you've felt the sting of disappointment, the weight of broken promises, and the suffocating silence that follows. And every fiber of your being screams for action, for retaliation. It's instinctive, isn't it? When someone wrongs you, when they strip you of your trust, your love, your peace, the first thought that crosses your mind is to get even, to make them feel the hurt you've endured. You want them to know that you won't be their victim. You want them to know the pain they've caused you, but here's where you've been deceived. Revenge isn't in what you do. It isn't in the revengeful actions you take to try to make them suffer like you have. No, the deepest revenge is found in the silence you keep. The greatest power you possess is not in responding, not in lashing out, but in maintaining your peace when the world expects you to shatter. This is the part they don't tell you. They want you to believe that retaliation is the answer. But the truth is that your power, your true strength, is in your silence. When you choose to rise above the noise, above the chaos that surrounds you, you become untouchable. In your silence, you reclaim your power. Revenge isn't a battle fought with anger or violence. It's a battle fought with restraint, with patience, with a steadfast commitment to your peace. When you stand tall without saying a word, without lifting a finger, you are doing the most powerful thing you can do. You are showing them that their actions have no effect on your soul. But I know what you're feeling right now. I know the rage that burns inside of you, the desire to make them pay. And I understand, believe me. You've been wronged and every part of you wants to see them suffer the way you have. But this is where you must pause and reflect. Where do you stand right now? Are you allowing your emotions to control your every move? Are you letting their actions dictate your peace? Ask yourself this: is your happiness, your peace, your strength really dependent on them? Because if it is, then you've already given them control over you. You've already surrendered your most valuable asset, your peace. It's time for you to take it back. The world will try to convince you that revenge is sweet, that it will bring you relief, but that is the illusion. True power lies in standing tall in your silence, in choosing your peace over chaos, in showing them that you can endure, that you can rise, that you are the one in control. And the moment you realize this, the moment you choose silence over action, you'll discover something profound. You'll realize that the real revenge, the real victory, is not in what you make them feel. It's in what you refuse to let them steal from you. You refuse to let them steal your peace, your joy, your power. That's when you'll truly understand the depth of your strength. So ask yourself now, where do you stand? What will you choose today? To let them control you with their actions, or to reclaim your peace and power? The decision is yours, and it is in your silence that you will find the greatest revenge of all. You've been wronged by people you trusted, people who were supposed to stand by your side, and in the end, they let you down in the most crushing, unexpected way. The betrayal feels like a knife to the heart, sharp, cold, and unforgiving. They took something from you, something precious, your trust, your love, your belief in the goodness of people. You never saw it coming. You believed in them, thought they were different, thought they were safe, but they shattered everything. And now, every time you think about it, your heart aches with the weight of what they've done. You ask yourself over and over again, how could they? How could they betray me like this? You trusted them, and they turned their back on you without a second thought. You're left to pick up the pieces of your broken heart, trying to understand the depth of the wound they've inflicted. And it's not just the betrayal itself, it's the constant reminder of it. Every time you walk past the places where you once shared laughter, where you built memories, you feel the sting. It's everywhere. They've left an indelible mark on your soul, and it's as if you can't escape it. No matter how far you run, the weight of their actions is always there, suffocating you, pulling you under. The people you thought were your allies, your friends, your family, now they feel like strangers. The trust that once bloomed between you has withered, and you're left with nothing but the remnants of what was. But it's not just the people who betrayed you that you have to contend with. There are other forces at play, forces within yourself that make this pain feel even worse. There's the anger that bubbles up every time you think about what they did, the bitterness that makes it hard to breathe, let alone forgive. There's the self-doubt that creeps in, whispering that maybe you weren't good enough, maybe you didn't deserve better. And then there's the fear that this will happen again, that you'll always be vulnerable to the same kind of hurt. These internal battles are just as real as the external ones, and they can sometimes feel even more overwhelming. They paralyze you, making it hard to trust anyone, making it hard to see the good in the world anymore. You feel like you're drowning in the chaos of your own emotions, unable to break free. And then, of course, there are the external forces. The toxic people in your life, the situations that continue to undermine you, the circumstances that make it feel impossible to move forward. They all feed into the narrative of despair, of helplessness, The world around you seems to conspire against you, as if it's constantly testing your strength, pushing you to see how much you can endure. You feel the weight of it all, and it's crushing. You want to break free, to let go, but every time you try, something pulls you back, reminding you that you're still in the grip of it. You start to wonder if this is it. Is this the rest of your life? Are you doomed to carry this pain forever, to let these betrayals define who you are? You can feel it deep inside, the exhaustion, the weariness that comes from constantly fighting this battle. It's taking a toll on you, not just emotionally, but physically. Your energy is drained, your spirit is heavy, and every day feels like a struggle. The world outside may not see it, but inside you're crumbling. And then there's the temptation to retaliate. Oh, how strong it is. It's almost as if the world is telling you that you must do something. Say something. Act on your pain. Make them pay. You feel it in your bones, the desire to make them see what they've done to you. You want them to feel the hurt you've felt, to understand the weight of their actions. But then there's that question. Should you? Should you really give in to that urge? Should you let your anger dictate your next move? Or should you find a way to rise above it? They want you to retaliate. They want you to give in to the impulse of revenge. But is that the path to your true healing? Is that where your peace lies? This is the moment where you have to stop and reflect. You're standing at a crossroad. The pain is undeniable, the betrayal is real, and the anger is justified. But the question is, what will you do with it? Will you let it consume you, or will you find a way to transcend it? Will you fall into the trap of retaliation, or will you choose a path that leads to your true power? The weight of their actions is suffocating you, but remember this, you are not powerless. You are in control. Your response is your choice, and while they may have stolen something from you, they cannot take your peace unless you allow them to. The true strength lies not in what you do in response to their betrayal, but in how you choose to rise above it, how you choose to transform your pain into something powerful, something that can't be touched or broken. That is where your strength lies, within you, in your silence, in your refusal to be defined by their actions. You've given it all, your trust, your love, your faith. You poured everything you had into this, believing, hoping, loving with everything in you, and now, what do you have left? Nothing. A void, an empty, hollow silence that gnaws at you with every breath you take. It feels like suffocation, a weight pressing down on your chest, making it hard to breathe, to think, to even move. The world feels heavy, like a never-ending fog that swallowed every ounce of light, leaving only darkness in its wake. You thought they were different, that they would be there, that you could count on them. But now, you're left standing alone, with nothing but the emptiness of what once was. This is the reality of betrayal, the cruel aftermath of being let down by the people you trusted most. It's not just the pain, it's the sense of loss. The feeling that you've been robbed of something irreplaceable, something you can never get back. You look around and everything seems so foreign now. The world feels cold, distant, as if you no longer fit in it. And the silence, oh, the silence. It's deafening. It's the silence of your heart breaking, of dreams shattering, of trust being destroyed. It's a silence that screams louder than any words ever could. A silence that forces you to confront the reality of your situation. You feel like you're drowning in a storm, and every attempt to rise just drags you deeper. It's as if the current of despair is too strong to fight, and every time you try to swim to the surface, something pulls you back down. You're tired. So tired. You fought for so long, trying to hold on, trying to make sense of the senseless, but now you wonder if it's even worth it. What's the point? The world feels like it's against you, and every step forward feels like 2 steps back. You've tried to move on, to let go, but the weight of it all keeps pulling you under, suffocating you with its crushing force. You're trapped in a cycle of grief, anger, and confusion. And the worst part? You can't even trust yourself anymore. The doubt creeps in, like a shadow that follows you everywhere. You wonder if maybe it's your fault. Maybe you didn't see the signs. Maybe you were too naive, too trusting. Maybe you should have known better. The questions keep swirling in your mind, relentless, like a storm that won't let you rest. You're stuck in this place of uncertainty, unsure of who you can trust, unsure of what you can believe. And that feeling, that crushing sense of disillusionment, it's worse than the pain itself. It's the realization that the world isn't what you thought it was, that people aren't who you thought they were. And that, maybe, you've been living a lie all along. But here's the thing. As much as you feel trapped in this darkness, as much as the weight of your emotions threatens to consume you, you must sit with your pain. You must face it, not run from it. It's easy to turn away, to bury your feelings, to ignore the hurt, but if you do that, if you push it down and pretend it doesn't exist, you will only carry it with you forever. You will remain stuck in this cycle of pain, this loop of victimhood. The pain won't go away, and neither will the anger, the betrayal, the resentment. It will fester inside you, growing until it defines who you are. This is the trap of victimhood. It's so easy to stay stuck in this place, to wallow in the hurt and the confusion, to keep blaming the world and everyone in it for what happened to you. But here's the truth. Waiting for things to change on their own will get you nowhere. Waiting for someone to apologize, for the circumstances to shift, for the world to suddenly make sense again, it won't happen. It's an illusion. No one else can fix this for you. No one else can heal the pain you're carrying. The only person who can change your situation, the only person who can free you from this despair, is you. You have to make the choice to rise above it. You have to make the choice to take the first step out of this darkness, even if it feels impossible. But before you can do that, you must face the pain. You must sit with it, not to wallow in it, but to acknowledge it, to understand it, and to let it go. It's the only way out of this cycle. You can't keep holding on to the anger, the bitterness, the hurt. It's time to release it, to let it go so you can finally breathe again. You've been through hell. You've been beaten down by the weight of betrayal and disappointment. But you don't have to stay there. The storm may be raging now, but you are not the storm. You are not the pain. You are not the victim. You are stronger than you think, but you have to choose to rise. You have to choose to stop being a prisoner of your own emotions. The only way out of this despair is through it. And once you make that decision, once you choose to face the pain and let it go, that's when the real healing begins. And that's when you'll realize that the storm was never stronger than you. Even in the deepest pit, there are seeds of change waiting to sprout. You may not see them right now, buried beneath the weight of your pain and sorrow, but they're there. Buried deep within you, in the very core of your being, lies the potential for transformation. The darkness you've been walking through, the weight you've been carrying, these are not signs of your defeat. They are signs of your growth. You have been in the soil, hidden away, absorbing the nutrients of your struggles. And now, it's time for you to rise. But first, you must dig deep enough to reach the power that lies within. You are not powerless. No matter how trapped you may feel in this moment, no matter how overwhelmed by the darkness, you have the power to change. It is not out there waiting for you to find it in some magical place or through some grand gesture. No, the power you need is already within you. It has always been there, waiting for you to acknowledge it, to unlock it, and to choose it. But the moment you realize this, the moment you take back control of your own narrative, everything begins to change. Your circumstances may not change immediately, but your mindset, your perspective, your ability to rise above the pain, that is what will transform everything. Think about it. You've been through fire. You've been through the kind of heat that would break anyone else. But you are still here. You are still standing, and that alone is a testament to your strength. You are like a phoenix waiting to rise from the ashes of your past. Every piece of you that has been broken, burned, and crushed is not lost. It is what has forged you into the person you are today. The fire didn't destroy you, it purified you. It gave you the power to rebuild, to grow, to bloom where once there was only ruin. From the ashes of your past, something beautiful is about to emerge. This is the power of self-realization. This is the turning point where you stop being the victim and start becoming the creator of your own story. You can either let this pain define you, or you can use it as the fuel for your transformation. The choice is yours, but know this, the strength you seek is already inside you. You've always had it, and now is the time to awaken it. You are not broken, not damaged, not powerless. You are powerful beyond measure, and all you need to do is tap into that power, claim it, and allow it to carry you forward. Resilience isn't something you need to look for, it's already in you. You've been through the worst, and yet here you are. You've survived everything that life has thrown at you, and it hasn't defeated you. No, it has only made you stronger. You may not feel like it right now, but look closely. The seeds of change are sprouting within you, and they will not be ignored. The pain, the struggle, the moments of despair, they were never meant to break you. They were meant to teach you how strong you truly are. The person you are becoming is not the person you were yesterday. You are evolving, growing, and learning to embrace your own strength. Now let me challenge you. Is the way you've been thinking about your pain and your struggles serving you? Have you allowed your circumstances to keep you locked in a prison of fear and doubt? Have you been trapped in the mindset that you are a victim of your circumstances? That life is happening to you and not for you? It's time to change that narrative. It's time to flip the script and see things from a different perspective. Your strength does not lie in reacting to every wound that life delivers. Your strength lies in silence, in patience, in choosing not to let every insult or betrayal dictate your action. It lies in your ability to hold your peace in the midst of chaos. You don't need to react to everything. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. The strength that lies within you is greater than any reaction, any retaliation. It is the power of resilience, of stillness, of control. It is the power to choose how you will respond, not to the people who hurt you, but to the life you're creating for yourself. So let's change the way you see things. Let's change the way you see yourself. You are not the sum of your failures, your mistakes, or your betrayals. You are the sum of your ability to rise, to evolve, to transform. You are like a tree that has weathered storms yet still stands tall, its roots deep in the earth, unshaken. Your roots are in your strength, in your resilience, in your ability to withstand the winds of life. And now, like that tree, you are ready to grow taller, to stretch your branches towards the sun, to rise above the struggles that once tried to pull you down. The darkness is not your enemy. It is the soil from which you will grow. And when you rise, when you bloom, you will realize that all of this, the pain, the struggles, the betrayals, was just the beginning of your transformation. You are more powerful than you ever imagined, and it's time to embrace that power. The seeds of change are already within you. You just have to dig deep enough to see them sprout. You are the hero of your own story. You are the one who has the power to rewrite the narrative of your life, to change the direction it's heading. For too long, you've allowed others to dictate your story, to control how you see yourself, and to define your worth. But no more. It's time to take that pen back. It's time to stop being a passive observer in your life and become the active creator of your destiny. The villain, the one who tried to break you, to steal your peace, to make you feel small, doesn't get to decide your fate. The villain doesn't get to decide who you become. You are the writer of your own narrative, and the power has always been in your hands. Every setback, every heartbreak, every betrayal, they were never the end of your story. They were just chapters, parts of the journey that led you to this moment. You have the power to change how the next chapter unfolds. The past cannot define you unless you allow it to. The mistakes, the regrets, the hurts, they are just the stepping stones to the person you are meant to become. The real question is, what are you going to do with all of this? How will you choose to move forward? Will you let the pain of the past continue to control you, or will you step into your own strength and create a future that is yours to own? To reclaim your inner strength, you must look inward. The world around you is full of noise, distractions, and judgments. People will try to make you doubt yourself. They will try to tell you who you should be, what you should want, how you should live. But all of that is external. It's not your truth. Your truth lies within you. You are unshakable when you realize who you truly are. The strength that you are seeking is not outside of you, it's inside you. It has always been there, waiting for you to acknowledge it, to embrace it. You are not at the mercy of the world's opinions or judgments. You are the master of your own destiny. The power of silence, of patience, and of self-awareness is the key to your empowerment. In a world that constantly demands attention, reactions, and validation, silence is your greatest weapon. In your silence, you find your peace. In your silence, you find your strength. Patience is your ally. The world may try to rush you to make you believe that you need to move faster, to react quicker, but the truth is, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to respond to every hurt, every insult, every provocation. The world wants you to react, but your power lies in your ability to pause, to reflect, to respond with intention, not impulse. Patience is not weakness. It is strength in waiting for the right moment to act, to speak, to rise. Self-awareness is the foundation of your strength. When you are self-aware, you understand that the challenges you face are not obstacles. They are opportunities. They are lessons that will shape you into a person who is unbreakable, unshakable, and unstoppable. Every time you face adversity, you gain wisdom. Every time you overcome a setback, you grow. You are becoming stronger with each challenge. And every time you feel the weight of the world pressing down on you, remember this, that weight is what is forging you, making you who you are meant to be. Pain, too, is a powerful tool. It may not feel like it right now, but every bit of pain you've endured is a part of your power. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every struggle you've faced has been a building block, a piece of fuel for your strength. Your pain is not something to be ashamed of. It is the source of your resilience. It is the fire that will propel you forward. You can either let the pain break you, or you can let it make you. Every wound you've suffered is a lesson in survival. Every scar is a badge of honor, proof that you faced the storm and come out stronger. Think of it like this. Resilience is not something that is given to you. It's something you build. You build it with every challenge you overcome. You build it by refusing to stay down when life knocks you to your knees. You build it by choosing to rise again, no matter how many times you fall. Each setback, each difficulty is an opportunity to build your resilience. It is the hammer that shapes you, the fire that forges you, the wind that strengthens you. Every time you rise after falling, you become unbreakable. You become stronger than you were before. So, stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances. Stop thinking that your past defines you. Your past is just that, past. It is not who you are now, and it is certainly not who you are becoming. You are a warrior, a fighter, a creator of your own story. You have the strength to overcome anything that comes your way. You have the power to build resilience from the rubble of your past. And every time you face a challenge, every time you face pain, you are becoming more unshakable, more unstoppable. And never, it's time to step into your power. It's time to stop being afraid of what's to come and start embracing the person you are becoming. You have the strength, the resilience, and the courage to rewrite your story. The journey ahead is yours to own. The question is, what will you do with this power? The choice is yours. The pen is in your hands. Now, it's time to write the next chapter. This is it. This moment right here. This very instant. This is where everything changes. You've been through the storms, through the betrayal, through the heartbreak. You've fought the internal battles, wrestled with your doubts, and faced your darkest fears. But now, in this moment, you realize something that shifts everything. You were never meant to stay silent out of fear. You stayed silent because, in that silence, you found yourself. You found your strength, your peace, and your power. The silence was never your weakness. It was your weapon. It was your refuge, your space to rebuild and reclaim your power. And now you stand here, awakened to the truth. You are no longer a prisoner of your circumstances. You are free. No longer are you the victim in your own story. No longer are you defined by what others have done to you. What they did to you, it no longer matters. It doesn't define you. It doesn't control you. What matters now more than anything is who you've become. You have transformed. You have evolved from someone who was consumed by pain into someone who has taken that pain and turned it into strength. You've learned to wield your silence like a sword, to turn your hurt into power. You are not the person you once were. You are not defined by the past, by their actions, or by the things that once held you down. You are the victor. You are the one who has risen. And it's time you realize that. Look at yourself. You are standing here, not in defeat, but in victory. The pain, the heartache, the betrayals, they've all shaped you, yes, but they do not control you anymore. You've risen above them. Above the noise, above the chaos. And now you are free. Free to live on your terms. Free to move forward with the power you've reclaimed. Free to rewrite your story and create the future you deserve. The world wanted to break you. They wanted you to crumble. But you didn't. You stood strong. You found the courage to stay silent when they expected you to react. And in that silence, you found your strength. You found clarity. You found your true self. And that, my friend, is the greatest victory of all. Silence is not weakness, it is the ultimate power of control. When the world tries to drown you out with its noise, when people try to provoke you into reacting, silence becomes your greatest weapon. You have learned the power of restraint, the power of choosing peace over chaos, the power of waiting for the right moment to act. In their noise, you found peace. In their chaos, you found clarity. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You no longer need to react to every slight, every insult, every betrayal. In their madness, you found your center. And that, my friend, is your revenge. Not in retaliation, not in reaction, but in your refusal to be controlled by their actions. You've learned the most important lesson of all. Your peace is yours to protect, and your power lies in your ability to remain calm, centered, and unshaken. This is the awakening moment. This is the realization that you are the master of your own fate. You've been through the fire, and instead of being consumed by it, you have emerged stronger, more resilient, and more powerful than ever. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are the victor in your own story. You are the one who has risen above the chaos, above the noise, and emerged as someone who is untouchable. No one can break you. No one can take your peace. And now you are free to live your life on your terms, without the weight of the past holding you down. This is your moment. This is your time to claim your victory. No more waiting for someone else to give you permission to be happy. No more letting anyone else dictate how you feel, how you live, how you rise. You have found your strength, you have found your peace, and now you are unstoppable. The world may try to bring you down, but you know your power, you know what you're capable of, and nothing can take that away from you. You've learned the greatest lesson of all, that in your silence, in your patience, in your refusal to react, you have found the greatest strength. This is your awakening. This is your time to rise, and nothing can stop you now. You are not the same person you were before. The person who once walked in pain, in rage, in the aftermath of betrayal, you are no longer that person. The scars you carry, the wounds you've endured, they are not marks of weakness, but symbols of your transformation. You were once consumed by anger, by the desire for revenge, by the belief that the only way to heal was through making others feel the pain they caused you. But now you stand reborn. You stand stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. You have learned the deepest lesson, that real strength comes not from retaliation, but from restraint. It comes from within. You have taken the pain of your past and used it to fuel your evolution. You are no longer a prisoner of your emotions, a slave to the past. You are free. You are a force to be reckoned with. Look at the person you've become. Look at the strength you have now, the peace that radiates from within you. You are no longer defined by the betrayals, the disappointments, the moments when the world tried to knock you down. You are defined by your ability to rise. You are defined by your silence, by your power to hold your peace and stay true to who you are, no matter what the world throws at you. The rage, the anger, the vengeance, you've let it all go, and in place of those emotions you have found something far more valuable: inner strength, resilience, and self-awareness. You are a new creation, a stronger version of yourself, and nothing, not their betrayal, not their judgment, not their rejection, can ever take that away from you. Now let's take a moment to look ahead. Look at the future that is waiting for you. The person you've become is unstoppable. The future you've been dreaming of, the success, the happiness, the peace, it is all within your reach. No longer will you be held back by fear, by doubt, by the scars of your past. You are someone who has discovered the greatest truth of all, that you are worthy of everything you desire. You deserve success, you deserve love, you deserve happiness, and most importantly, you deserve peace. The world may have tried to define you, may have tried to place labels on you to make you believe you were less than you are. But in your silence, in your moment of introspection, you discovered who you truly are. You are not what they said you were. You are not what the world tried to make you believe. You are unstoppable. You are free. The version of you that once struggled with self-doubt, the version of you that allowed others' opinions to shape your reality, that version is gone. You've shed that skin, like a snake casting off its old, worn-out form. The person standing before you now is someone who knows their worth, someone who has rediscovered their inner strength, someone who is not afraid to live their truth. You have the power to create the life you desire because you now understand that the key to everything you want lies within you. The strength, the resilience, the power, they have always been there. You simply had to uncover them, to embrace them, to allow yourself to become the person you were always meant to be. You've walked through the fire and come out on the other side stronger. You are no longer bound by the past, no longer held hostage by your pain. You are free to live your truth. You are free to move forward, unburdened by the weight of yesterday. And in this freedom, you find your true power. The world cannot define you anymore because you now know exactly who you are. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are unstoppable. You are living your truth, and in that truth, you are free. The future is yours. It's time to take what is rightfully yours. The person you become is destined for greatness, destined to achieve everything they desire. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and step into that future. You are no longer the person who is defined by their wounds and scars. You are the person who has risen above it all, stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. The world may have tried to break you, but now it will only marvel at the power that radiates from within you. You are unstoppable. You are free. You are living your truth, and nothing can take that away from you. Now, it's time to take the next step, time to claim what is rightfully yours. You've walked this far. You've faced your pain. You've risen from the ashes, transformed into a stronger, wiser, and more powerful version of yourself. But the journey doesn't stop here. This is where your true power lies. Not in what you've overcome, but in what you choose to do next. The time to act is now. Do not wait for anyone else to validate you. You don't need their approval. You have all the power you need right now, right inside of you. No more waiting, no more doubting. The world is waiting for you to step up, to embrace your power, and to claim the life you deserve. The first step begins with you, and it starts today. Your transformation isn't just a moment, it's a process. It's the choices you make each day that will determine the course of your future. So ask yourself, what will you choose today? Will you choose to stay where you are, trapped by the past, by the hurt, by the anger? Or will you choose to take the reins of your life and move forward, unburdened, unstoppable, and ready to claim everything that is waiting for you? Your future, your success, your happiness, it all begins with the actions you take today. Start small if you have to. Every step forward is a step toward your destiny. Begin with your mindset. Choose to see every challenge, every obstacle, not as a roadblock, but as an opportunity for growth. You've already proven that you can overcome anything that comes your way. So now, turn your focus outward. Set your goals. Write down what you want, your dreams, your aspirations, your vision for the life you deserve. Don't hold back. Dream big, because you are capable of achieving it all. And then break those goals down into actionable steps. Take it one day at a time. The path may not always be easy, but each step you take is a step toward the life, you were always meant to live. Remember, this journey is not about waiting for things to change for you. It's about taking control and making things happen. You are no longer a passive bystander in your own life. You are the architect of your future. You have the power to shape your destiny. So, begin today. Start with one action. Just one. Make a decision, take a step, and commit to your growth. Once you take that first step, the momentum will build, and there will be no stopping you. You have already unlocked the strength within you. Now it's time to unleash it. And as you move forward, know that you are not alone. You have everything you need to succeed within you. You are strong, you are capable, and you are worthy. The world may have tried to break you, but now you are unbreakable. The challenges that once felt impossible now seem small in comparison to the power that resides within you. You have overcome, you have transformed, and now you are ready to take on the world. Your revenge was never about actions. It was never about trying to make them feel what you felt. It was never about retaliation. No, your revenge was about reclaiming your power. You have done that. You have reclaimed the power to shape your own destiny. Now, it's time to take it. The world is yours. This is your moment. Step into it. Take your power, your future, and your life into your hands, and never look back. The time for waiting is over. The time for action is now.